Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. Good morning. Looks like we don't have too much movement overnight. Shocker, right? Hope y'all are well this morning. If Gary is in here, yep. And I'm just looking at the chat. I was about to say if Gary is in here, he's probably already up a couple $100 during pre-market. And what do you know? Pre-market trading expert over there. Morning, Grandpa. Morning, Gabe. Morning, Jocko and Scalp. Good to have y'all. Morning, Pete. Well, this is what it looks like we got going so far. And I hope y'all take time in the morning to draw these channels. Try to outline the structure of the market. Yeah, there's a nice, where's your second entry longs here? One right here, first entry, second entry, and then another right here. The second one, or maybe you're over here. There's one right there, and one right there. Maybe you're talking about right there. Right here, yeah. First entry, second entry, and then from this high. Oh yeah, and then right here, or right here. 1, 2. Totally works. I would be careful though of this right here. You did already have a break in new high right here. So not guaranteed that a second entry long will work. Yeah, typically we would expect after a break in new high to then correct. Thought it worked out, but the second one is a little bit better because you've seen the support hold and that bullish bar confirms it, but also the EMA is flat. That can definitely, you can get wicked out on that kind of stuff. If you've had success with it and it's worked consistently for you and you're consistently profitable with it, then great. Found those to not be that reliable. But yes, the support was holding. And on this one, you were almost above the EMA, so that's a little bit more reliable. More macaroons. At this point, let's see. So we are starting to get in the middle of the range. This to me is a little bit dicey, especially with the EMA flat. You can get a lot of fake outs in this kind of stuff. So we already had a break and new low of this channel. This channel has a break and new high. We are settling into a range here. This is the most recent channel. So that's definitely what we gotta look at. Could have a second entry short. I don't like though that it is pushing above the EMA here. Really want to see prices come back below the EMA to give that second entry short, but that is a definite possibility right here. I think that's your most likely trade at this point. And considering too that we did come off the highs right here. I mean, this range isn't confirmed yet, but by any means, would expect us to now come down here before starting a bullish move. I have a pretty decently high ATR this morning, over 3.5. Crazy. Yeah, yesterday afternoon was pretty wild. Post FOMC, there was a lot of solid setups kind of back to back. If any of you guys caught that, but yeah, there's some good stuff for sure. I'm gonna go for 3 points, I think. Because of the ATR, it doesn't feel quite right to go for 3 points with how slow it's moving, but I don't know, I guess I gotta follow my rules. Gonna need to see a move down below both of the EMAs here. The more we hover here, the more likely it is that we're just going to continue with EMAs holding as support. Throw a midline on my range too. I hope y'all were safe yesterday at the FOMC. A good way to lose money trading actual the press conference and the release. So hope either you got lucky and made some money or you just avoided it altogether. Let's do a little honesty poll here. You guys ready? All right, here we go, guys. Little honesty. Little honesty. Did you trade the FOMC news release yesterday? Yes, and made money. Heck no, skip that junk. Or maybe you are now in financial difficulty living on the streets. To answer your question, I am on the 25k eval, and yes, I'm doing 4 contracts. However, that is very large position size. I'm only doing that because I want to do the challenge just in the live stream, and if I do less size, it'll probably take forever. So I'm going very aggressive with my position size, since I'm just doing it these couple hours in the morning. But yeah, on the 25k account, I would highly recommend either just doing like 1 contract or even doing micros, because you only have 1500 of drawdown. So I'm going a little crazy on it. Man, it looks like we have some responsible traders in this community. I love it. 86% of folks so far are skipping skip the FOMC. Morning, Raphael. And at least the folks who traded the news release made some money. That's good. Yeah, the trailing drawdown is also pretty rough on the 25k account if you're trading too many contracts. That's the trade I'm looking for here, Gary, for sure. The second entry short. That's a good idea, Raphael. If you want to get the bug out of your system and trade something crazy like that, do it on Sim. I'm stoked that the answers are either skipping or making money. That's excellent. I really am glad to see that. I don't want to see anyone losing money on something dumb like that. All right. Responsible trading community for the most part. Love it. Yeah, Gary, that is just a first entry on my chart. I don't know if you have something else, but yeah, a pullback. This is the first entry. First time a bar goes below the previous one. So I want to see this drop some more and give the second entry below the EMA. We also have to be aware of the short-term channel here. And it does look like we have a break. Maybe expecting one little push here to give us a new high, and then we can head down. You might want to check that indicator. I want to check that indicator. I don't know where it could be counting from. Because again, you need 2 times that a bar to go below the previous bar. So looking at all these, and again, this is my chart, right? So looking at all these, this is the only time right here that a bar goes below the previous bar. So that's only 1 entry. Now, yeah, it could be a second entry long. Maybe that's what your indicator is saying. Looking down here, this goes higher, so that's our first entry long. Pull back, that's the second entry long. So maybe that's what you're looking at. Three minutes till the open, folks. Never got that new low after this downtrend, just to break. No new low. Still watching for that. But we could get, you know, a failed second entry long here. Goes like this. You know, I'm actually going to refresh my data here as well. I will delete all the stuff on my chart, but I think it's worth it. Just in case. I haven't cleared my cache in a while. Oh, cool. It saved all my drawings. Sometimes it doesn't do that. My bars are looking about the same though. Chris, you can look that up on YouTube or even the Ninja Trader support forum, or maybe someone in the chat can tell you exactly. I can't remember the exact sequence, but you basically go into your Ninja Trader folder on your computer, and then you go into the folder called DB, I believe, and then cache, and you just delete it. Yeah, Brant, sure is feeling like a slight uptrend kind of day so far. We got higher lows happening. No higher highs yet though. But looks like we might get that here. So far it's just range structure, so playing what's in front of us, that is the structure for the morning so far. Definitely watching this level, seeing if prices will break higher and hold the top of the range here. Would actually be a great spot for a second entry long too if the top of the range holds. do have the open though, so this could get a little bit squirrely. Watch this level closely here, guys. We're going to consider along and needs to hold. First entry long. I do want to see us. It's hard because you don't want to see a new high, because then the trend will be played out, but you don't really want this to move too much farther down. We are quite a ways away from the EMA too, so that has me a little hesitant as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's our second entry. Well, I guess no, we haven't made a second pullback yet. Yeah, so we're starting to move too high. Okay. There's our second pullback, so we could likely get our second entry right here. Are still expecting a new high. Bar might be pretty big. And yeah, I don't like how this pullback looks. This is pretty congested looking. Even though that's a beautiful bar, it is probably going to work out. I think I'm going to hold off though. And maybe it won't trigger and it can remove all doubt. I love that. Yes, beautiful. Okay, never even triggered. Can extend my range here. It's a little bit sideways, but if you do take a second entry long, I think that's a decent trade. Still haven't got it yet though. This is starting to look a little bit more legit as far as two well-defined legs, and now we are back to the EMA. But we're also back into the range, so that's the problem. Like Brant mentioned, we got two conflicting structures, so because we're in an overall range, you gotta trust the larger bias, the larger, more dominant structure, which is the range. So being at the top, this is an area to sell first and foremost. So since we didn't have a confirmed, strong move up and a second entry that clearly held that level, can't take any of this long. So let's see if we can get a failed second entry long. This is a great spot for it. Can't move too much farther down for it to work. And there is our second entry long, so depending on how many points you're scalping for, it already worked for a point. I mean, that's a pretty textbook second entry long if it weren't for this resistance area here. Just this in a vacuum looks really good. See if we can get a higher low. EMA keeps holding. We still are expecting a new high of this guy here. I don't mind if the signal bar is too small. I don't think I won't say that there isn't such thing as too small, but I like more the structure of the signal bar. Like you said, first of all, a small signal bar is great for risk reward. You don't want to take a doji, obviously, but this is, at least on my chart, this is a nice looking signal bar. It's got a good tail on it, nice solid bullish body, only one tick of wick on the top. That's a really good signal bar. And the fact that it's small too is actually beneficial because it gives you a little bit better risk reward. It's above the EMA. That's pretty solid. And again, if this had happened in a vacuum, not right here by the resistance, I think that's a pretty textbook setup. Looking for a higher low now. Oh, this is going to be huge, dang. Yeah. All right, good. Remove all doubt. Love it. Can't take the higher low here. It's moved too far down. I'm gonna wait at this point. But if you did take that second entry long, that was a pretty decent setup. Like you already got your scalp. And if that higher low had happened up here, that would have been perfect. I would have taken that. If it would have ticked lower and ended with a nice bullish bar here, that would have been great. That's a good question, Dizzy. What would the max drop to consider the higher low? It really depends on the context, honestly. Sometimes the context, like, if, for instance, if you're in just a solid bullish trend, you don't have to be as picky. You know that you're just looking for an opportunity to buy, so it doesn't have to be great. Here, you really needed a good, solid higher low above or right at this resistance area to confirm that, yes, indeed, we would be making a new high from this move. So It really depends on the situation. In this situation, I would have wanted to see it happen right here, and that was the only place that I would have. Oh, I'm drawing. Guys, I got broccoli in my teeth. No one's telling me. I would only want the higher low to happen here in this context. So again, like a wick right below this bar, and then the body to be right here. That would have been a good spot for the higher low. At this point, now that we move back down into the range, we can expect to at least come down and test the midline where all this support was, but maybe even all the way to the bottom. So only looking for chances to sell right now. Unfortunately, this is kind of a weird, choppy move down here. Nothing too organized, and I'm really hesitant to draw too wide. I mean, yeah, no, you can't do that. Better in these kind of weird, choppy things to just look at visual legs. So I definitely see there's one right here, one right here. So that's 2 legs back already. You could also count this whole thing as 1 leg. In that case, you'd be, I mean, yeah, gets you the same place. So this might be a good spot to bounce. And there we go. Price action works, man. Got 2 legs back, 2 visual legs back, and now we're bouncing. And now we have the new high. This move up that we were expecting. Here's the break. Here's the new high. Now we're looking at the correction. We want to see how far down it goes. Does this area hold? Or do we just drop down and make a larger correction? We can also see that I would imagine this is getting close to measured move here. Let's see. Yep, that is a perfect measured move right to that level. So even more of a suggestion that we have a correction here. But that doesn't mean sell yet. This is a very strong move up. Obviously bullish. We have a lot of space down here. Continued higher lows, and now continued higher highs. So this is bullish. Not looking for an opportunity to sell yet. That would really take a strong move down below the EMA, back into the range. Then we can consider a sell, but at this point we are just waiting for a bearish correction to play out, and then and judging it, right? How deep is the correction? How strong does it look? If it doesn't look that strong and it's already played out, then we can look for an opportunity to buy. So that's how you always got to be approaching this market. Like, know what your overall bias is. If it's a bull bias, then you're only looking to go long. If it's a bearish bias, you're only looking to go short, and then you just need to follow the channels. And once the corrections are played out, then you can look at another opportunity to trade with the main bias. So that's what your thought process, when you're trading price action like this, that's always what your thought process has to be. What trend is in play? When is it safe to join that trend? right now it's not safe to join this bullish trend. Hit the measured move, have a break in new extreme of the most recent bullish channel. We need a bearish correction to be able to know when we can join in a bullish move. That is helpful to you. If that thought process is, you're connecting with that or learning from that at all, like the stream, glad to have you with us. Some of you are already doing those things. You already know all this stuff. That's wonderful. This is a solid community of traders here. So the ideal situation, and we do have a little mini range right here. The ideal situation would be a move down, a break, another move down, 2 solid legs, and then a push above the EMA with either a second entry long or a failed second entry short. On our short-term corrections, this is exactly what we expected to happen here. Following price action rules, we expected a correction here. Now you can short in this scenario. I know I talked about trading the overall bias. That's all true. If you're a bit more advanced, you can also take all that information, the fact that we have a measured move, perfect measured move right here. So that, I need to move that a little bit lower. Yeah, there we go. So perfect measured move. All the bullish channels are played out with a break and new high of this one. And this one also has a break and new high. All the bullish momentum is played out. So you can look for a short there. Again, more advanced. And this bar would be your key. It's a little too big. If it had been a bit shorter, that's where you could take an aggressive short right there. So it is a bit counter trend, yes, but you are following price action rules. As far as when bullish momentum has stopped, you're not just blindly picking the top. Everything is played out. Price is stalling, bearish bar, and it would have worked here. That one's a little big to take. Maybe take it on a limit order back, but that would be definitely an aggressive move. So this is interesting. We had our, looking at our correction again, we would expect to get a shallow bull move up and another leg down. And this is a pretty decently strong push above the EMA. So this is interesting. If we don't push below the EMA here and get that second leg down on this bearish correction, I will definitely be bullish. But it's still kind of overall range looking is the problem. So this is not a strong bullish trend. So if you're drawing, this wider channel, you got to be careful with that. These wide channels are reserved for really strong moves. This is not a strong move. But really, with all that said, this is a time to wait and get more information from the market. Nothing is clear right now. There's no well-defined larger pattern. All the smaller term stuff is played out, but yeah, we need more information at this point. Yes, technically, I assume, Gary, that you're talking about this second entry long here. That is true. That is a second entry. First entry right here, pull back, tick tire. So there's folks that have taken that. There's folks that are long right now. I don't believe that's a good place to go long because of everything I've already mentioned. I think that's a good way to get trapped. It could work out. As with all sketchy setups, they could work. I'm trying to look now, Dylan, for your possible trend line. I would imagine you're talking about maybe like that. I don't know. Again, I'm not looking for a larger pattern here. A 613 candle. Oh, I see. Okay, from this guy right here. Oh, Mac doesn't reset the count after a double top. I did not know that. And it probably depends on the circumstance too, and what things look like visually. Pretty sure he does, yeah. This does not look like a first entry. This is all just looks like the top. This whole range looks like the top, so I would imagine you would count here. That would make the most sense visually. Yeah, that makes sense, Jocko. And I've never taken Mac's course or anything like that. I've only watched his YouTube videos, but that's my understanding just from watching him go through the charts, is that he will reset on a double top unless the context is really good. And again, I mean, that's kind of what we've been talking about. Context is really important, whether or not you can take a kind of dicey looking setup, or you know, maybe a imperfect signal bar. The context is right, you can take those things, but if not, then you really are waiting for a perfect looking pattern. So yeah, if it's a strong bullish trend and you're just looking for a chance to get long, then maybe you treat something like this a second entry, you know, and say that this is a slightly more bullish bar. That totally makes sense, but not in this context. Yeah, Brant, I think that's true too. I think that's true too. You get really, like, say you have, let's say right here. So we're already talking about that. You're starting right here and you get a really big move down. It comes up and it does make a double top and comes down. I mean, that really looks like 2 entries, right? Oh, you could reset the count here if it made a double top, but visually that would be a 2nd entry long. And again, in the right context, you can take that. This is not it, guys. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you right now, this is not the context you want to take sketchy setups. To me, this looks like, yeah, bullish chop, I would say. We are moving up, but not pretty. Home sales, oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Hold on to your seats. Be interested to see the number. I mean, the real estate market, I know no one's buying, so and those numbers usually take a while to catch up, but I would imagine we're going to start to get results that are not that great. I don't expect the home sales to really give us a huge movement in the market. I mean, obviously, you know, playing around, we probably will see a little bit of volatility here in a couple minutes, but I think really the FOMC decision was the market moving decision. I don't know that home sales are going to make that much of a difference. I'm also not an economist, so don't listen to me. I'm sure y'all know a lot more about the inner workings, how all that affects one another. I don't claim to be an expert in any of that. This is kind of starting to look like a wider range here. It's a little closer to that. If we get a nice failed breakout, I might consider shorting it, to be honest with you. All the bullish channels have played out. We are failing to really do anything. This probably, I don't have my 5-minute chart up, but this probably looks like a bull flag on a 5-minute chart. Throw that up right now. Good, Toad. All right, that's a win. That's a win. Good work. No, actually a 5-minute chart looks about the same. Just kind of a choppy wiki move up. Yep, we are above the 200 SMA. Well, could call out Brant. That was down towards the open. But yeah, those are important levels. Always make sure you are watching the daily SPY chart. That is what, yeah, I mean, the 200, 150 SMA on the daily SPY chart, those are highly watched levels, highly traded off of. A little bit less important in kind of this news-driven environment, but definitely ones you should be watching out for. Well, we are continuing to grind up. EMA is still holding. We're now above even this mini range, so I am going to reluctantly find a larger channel. That looks pretty good. Midline will likely be very helpful here as well. And that does look like it is supporting prices pretty good. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I mean, Brant. I mean that we crossed over the 200 SMA towards the open. So if yours is at 4,002, that's right here. And here was our first candle of the day, so we crossed over it right away. That's all I mean. We were testing it here. Yeah, sorry, New York open. So just to be clear, if it wasn't clear already, I am drawing this bullish channel, but I don't think that it is highly trustworthy. Again, these larger channels, you gotta reserve these for strong moves. The wider and flatter the channel is, the less reliable it is. So we touched the top here, bottom here. Then after that, we were just kind of waffling around. It's a slow grind up. This is the kind of stuff that we come down to the bottom of the channel will trap a lot of folks because you know, retail will just buy here and you'll just see a massive candle through. So I have it up because it is obvious, right? And so we have to watch it. But I am not overly bullish here. I know, come on, market can't just be waffling while we're still hungry, haven't had breakfast yet. Which, by the way, waffle sounds fantastic. Just got a new waffle maker. Tried it out once, and I have to do that a little bit later if the market's slow. I don't know about 90 degrees, man. Oh, now you're talking, Toad. Grade A Canadian maple syrup. Come on now. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. And to be, I mean, I have taken trades outside of stream hours, but yeah, nothing in the morning for this entire week. Ooh, this is a yeah, no, never mind. I was gonna say this is an interesting second entry long, but this candle's getting a little too big. There you go, Raphael. Yeah, a good one, a good channel should be 45 degrees, yes. No, still scalping ES, Matthew. I am pretty much just focused on ES at this point. Gotta stick with us working. Man, this is really difficult price action. Right, Jocko, give us some butter. Give us some maple syrup, market, for our waffles. Yeah, if you look at the 5-minute chart of SPY, this is all just these little dojis up. There's even somewhat of a bearish hammer, so it's just not strong by any means. This is the kind of move up that can easily get smacked down, so gotta be careful here. Nice, Gabe. You do want to be careful though on a second entry if it doesn't immediately trigger afterwards. So if you're looking at this second entry here, that's a pretty decent setup, to be honest. You got a bullish market, you got this move up that has a break, you're expecting a new high. So you are looking for a second entry long here. This one forms nicely. There's that first leg, second leg, bullish bar above the EMA. All that is good. But then when the next bar is an inside bar, that's when you have to get a little bit cautious. You really want those second entries to trigger right away. So after this, and especially with that wick at the top, you get this inside bar next. I usually would cancel my order at that point. Now, it does work out. That's awesome. And again, context wise, it makes a lot of sense. That's one little detail you got to watch out for that can really stab you in the back. You can get wicked out here. You know, this can go up one and then wick you out. So just something to note. And again, context is everything, because if you're in a strong bull trend, okay, I'll sit through an inside bar if everything else sets up right and we're needing a move up and it makes sense context wise, great. But this context is a little bit dicey, a little shady, if you will. So you got to be a little bit more picky. A lot of work though. Nice, Gabe. You're doing the Mark Douglas 20 trade exercise. That's perfect. That's so helpful for your mindset. Shout out Marky D. Raphael, I assume you mean you have a long position at for 4017, looking for 4020. Assuming you're long and not short. I'm gonna take a look at that spiking channel y'all are talking about. Those look pretty good. Or maybe talking about this guy. Yeah, that doesn't really work very well. I would not be surprised if today it just does this all day. Just this nasty grind up that you can't really ever trust or enter. What it's starting to seem like. The bars on the 5-minute chart are starting to look a little bit better, a little bit more bullish. I'm assuming this is the spiking channel you guys are talking about. Looks pretty good. We'll see if it is tighter like this or a little bit wider like this. I'm gonna extend my way too big bullish channel as well just to see if it does anything. Unfortunately, no second entry here. First entry, new high. The more that this just keeps grinding, guys, the more we can loosen our requirements for a long, the more it will just become look for an opportunity to buy. So our corrections are not really doing anything all day, but yeah, I mean, you can see like right here that never got a new low. This little correction never got a new low. Either did this one or this one or this one. So just grinding higher. These are, for me personally, this is my least favorite kind of day. Well, maybe not my least favorite, but I really don't enjoy them. I like having a nice setup that is very clear. And these you just gotta kind of buy when it looks good, so that's not comfortable for me to do. Exactly. Barely pulls back to the EMA and then just keeps going higher. That's, how do you enter that, you know? The dirty grind days. I like that, Jocko. I'm gonna take a look at that, Dylan. 8:48 around Central Time. Yeah, the top looks better, but yeah. But I don't know. That's just kind of, all of it's a little bit arbitrary because we're just grinding, so channels become less important too. We really are in a bullish grind. The channels won't. There's not going to be a solid channel. You're mostly just watching the EMA and just buying when you can buy. Finally, push below EMA. Looks like an actual correction. Well, that's a nice mistake, Gabe. I've personally found that my mistakes don't usually end up in the positive, so I'm really happy for you that yours did. Hey, Gabe's got a funded account. All right. Congrats, though. That's still exciting. Nice little free gift. Good, yeah. Look, my advice for once you get a funded account, man, guard that drawdown with your life. And I mean, you should do that during the eval too, but really like keep track of your drawdown, always know where it is after every trade. Size the heck down, especially initially, so you can get comfortable. Just do MES for a while, until you really feel confident or you build up a buffer. Yeah, it's definitely a mindset switch to go from eval to the performance count. Dylan, how many contracts do you recommend with a 25k PA? I would definitely, it really depends on your win rate, on what you typically risk per trade, your targets and all that. So you have to know your own stats for sure and take that into consideration. For me, I would, if I had a 25k PA, I would only trade micros until I got a bigger drawdown. 1500 is pretty slim for mini contracts. So again, all depends on your personal targets and win rate and all that. I would personally only trade like maybe 5-6 micros. At the most. But I mean, it depends on how aggressive you want to be as well. Like right now I'm trading 4 minis on this 25k account, so but if you're going to size up like this is how you have to do it. Extremely patient, only looking for best of the best, because otherwise you're gonna blow it if you're taking even B trades. There's no margin for error. So your style is important too. If you're extremely patient and you're looking for the best stuff, well, you can size up a little bit more. And that ties into your win rate as well. If you have a win rate that you can trust, like 80% or higher, then yeah, you can size up. But if you're more of a low win rate, small risk, high reward trader, I would definitely size down. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Like, you can make money with a small win rate. Your risk to reward is correct. So a lot of the, some of the best traders in the world have that. I'm trying to remember what Christian Bulamaji's win rate is. I think it's like 40% or something. 30 to 40%, and he's made millions. So. All different styles. There's numerous ways to make money in this market. No second entry here. I guess there was. Shoot. Oh, I wouldn't have taken it anyway. But yeah, you had your first entry technically right here. Then another pullback. This was your second entry. It was below the EMA. Nice bullish bar, but still within this short-term trend as well. So not good enough for me, but yeah, you could wait for a higher low right here. I like that play. And we were talking earlier about when a higher low or lower high is appropriate. in this context, because it all depends on context, I would only take it like right here. Wish this would have ticked lower. That would have been a fantastic higher low right there. But probably the smarter move would be to wait for a failed second entry short. Even though, again, we're in a bullish grind, still, I don't know, you still have to respect the corrections. Maybe not. As we push higher, maybe not. Good night. Taco, I'm glad you got in on that one. You're doing what I can't do, and that's taking just buy and find chances to buy. I told you guys this is hard. This kind of action is hard for me. So now I'm trying to figure out if we have a break and new high here of this channel, or if I just need to draw it differently. Necessarily want to draw it differently because then we won't have the same touches. It does kind of fit off the highs, but I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it how it was on my chart. And if we get another push higher after this, then great, then I can adjust it. But this is where it makes the most sense for that channel to be. You have a break and a new high, so we'll see how this correction plays out. It is nice to see a normal correction here, guys. Look at this. We got a pullback. We could even see two measured legs of a pullback. Imagine that. The 5-minute chart is starting to look a little bit sketchy. We have basically these two pullbacks here look like bear hammers. So this certainly could be the spot where we get a larger correction. I'm going to take this large channel off. I really don't believe in it. Bouncing off that other channel. Yeah, I believe that. this. Up, sideways, or down, baby. I think this time we are going to reach our two-legged move, measured move here. And I mean, on the 5-minute chart, this is starting to look very bearish. Definitely looks like a top. Okay, reach that measured move. Let's see what happens here. Also taking a look at this more recent pullback, wondering if it's like this. We have a break in new low. I think we'll find out here in a minute. If this just kind of blows through this level, blows through our measured move, and you know, that possible channel we had, I think we're gonna widen this up a bit. Look for larger correction. To me, that looks already like it fits better, and that's kind of what I'm leaning on. But the action right here will definitely tell us. Boy, what a slow, kind of crappy morning, guys. Not gonna lie. Honestly, I preferred yesterday with the pre-FOMC range. At least we knew what the heck was going on. Okay, cool. So you are short, Raphael. Alright, I was unsure if you were looking for a move to 440.20 or if that was your stop. So. I mean, if you're gonna pick a top, this ain't a bad place to pick a top. Take a look at that there, macaroons. Yeah, for sure. This whole area right here. Yep, there's going to be a lot of stops to clear for sure. All the folks that went long in this area. Ooh, look at this bearish hammer. That is technically would be a failed second entry too. Not gonna take it right into this resistance, but I would bet that it works. If I were a betting man, I would say there's a big bearish candle coming soon. Wait, I guess I am a betting man. This is essentially what trading is. Dang, okay. Well, I bet there's gonna be a red candle. And for those who follow the one option community, they do have like a bearish cross and pending. The LRSI is also turning down. Don't need those for trading, but confirming, I guess, the need to be a little bit cautious here with longs. Raphael might get a big winner. We even have a break of this channel here, so break here, maybe one move down, maybe one little push down, and then a bounce. And you know what? In a past life, I probably would have gambled on a large flush here. Patience, baby. It pays off. Man, there's just really no way to get long or short here. I do like how we are starting to see a very clear range form. This would be hard to short. It would have been a lot easier if we had a failed breakout right here. We had this move down, a break. If we would have had a new low and then a bullish bar, that would have been a good opportunity. I think the only opportunity I see now, and it already is starting to fade because we have a little break right here, I was gonna say just a continued move up and then a second entry long right here. But we're already starting to see some weakness in this bullish move. So if we get even more of a break and then a new high here, can't no longer consider that long. Technically be a failed breakout, but gosh, I mean, shorting against this trend is dangerous. So, young grasshoppers, we wait. Actually, you can draw it like this and it still looks pretty good. So, okay, we still have a long chance here. Want a strong move up past this resistance. Here we go, baby. Come on now. Thing is, I got a feeling that a failed breakout would actually work here, but I can't trade against this bullish grind. All right, here's our break of the range. Cheering for you, Raphael. Want to see this move down for you. I think you're the only one in a position right now. And honestly, I'd really like to see that because you got to break extreme this, move down, maybe get a little, a nice bullish bar here, higher low, take that long. That's what I'm seeing. This has not been strong enough to take long outside of the range. Now, if a really nice looking second entry long forms up here somewhere, okay, I'll consider that. But as of right now, this hasn't looked super legit. Woo-wee. All those shorts just got smoked. We have a little bit of an overshoot too. So watch out for a correction here. Our overshoot. Sorry, Raphael. I came for you. I saw your order there. Ooh, is it Brant? Oh, that's good to know. Double overshoot. Yep, look at that. Yeah, trader, thanks for the question. Overshoot typically will lead to a correction, sometimes even a reversal. And you can see that even right here. This was a strong move up, so strong that it overshot the channel, and you instantly have a correction. So you want to be on the lookout now. Like, this could just continue to reverse. I don't necessarily expect that here with just how much things have been grinding. But yeah, when you have an overshoot, look for a correction and a reversal. Yeah, that's how everything is really with price action trader, is that like, yeah, if this happens, then that, I mean, it's a juggling act of a lot of different things, right? Putting the pieces together. Because some days you'll see an overshoot that just continues on up, right? Code, good question. What did happen? What happened is folks tried to pick a top right here and here. And when that price broke, all their stops got hit. That's what happened. Yeah, this new high is definitely convincing. And look at that. We had an overshoot, and we're immediately making even another high. This is getting pretty strong. So I'm gonna play around with that larger channel because we're moving up again. I don't know that it's necessarily an overshoot. So let's take a look here. Let's find something that works. If you draw it like that, we're just starting to test the highs here. Yeah, we might be getting a steeper channel too, like maybe from here. We'll see if it keeps going up, but yeah, like you could have something like this. So we'll wait on that. We'll wait to see how the top of this large channel holds. This is what I was saying the other day, or earlier today, when you have these strong bullish grind days, channels really do become less important because you'll keep drawing one that gets steeper and steeper, or like flatter and flatter but still up, and it's hard to find one that fits really well. But when you know you're just in a strong bullish trend, really the best thing to do is just watch the EMA and take second entries that get close to it. So far, this larger channel's looking pretty good. It's not blowing past it. Yes, I drew it from some point yesterday. Let me see. Yes, yesterday's low, right before the close. And it does look like we might just keep going higher here. But yeah, at this point, I'm not expecting a big correction. I think we really are just going to keep grinding up. So best to look just for second entries that happen close to the EMA. Well, let's see if we get a second entry long here, guys. We do want to see somewhat of a correction. We don't want it to be this far away from the EMA. Yeah, exactly, Jocko. When you have a strong trend, and you can fudge a little bit on the rules. Looking for an excuse to buy. Definitely don't want to buy up here, you know, on the push. Do want to wait for a correction. I want it to be somewhat close to the EMA. We're off in no man's land here. But yeah. Jocko, are you talking about your trade down here? I think it's a good trade. I really, like I mentioned earlier, you had this little uptrend at the time that you were expecting a new high. And boom, one entry, two entries. Or are you looking at over here? Oh yeah. First entry, second entry. I think that, I mean, it's decent. It's decent. I don't like that it's below the EMA and that you're still in this short-term channel. I don't like that. Now this bar here, I like that one, especially if it ticked lower. It didn't, so I couldn't take that as a higher low, but that would be, I think, the more ideal entry. You have your first entry, second entry, and then a higher low to confirm above the EMA. That's where you want to take that one. Oh, okay. Yeah, you took that bar. I think that's solid. I personally didn't take it because it didn't tick lower. I would have taken it on a higher low and joined you there. But yeah, I don't think there's too much wrong with that one. That was your first trade since Monday. Wow. Well, good. That's hey man, that's really patient. Good work. That will pay off in a big way. Patient. For that call out, Israel. Now I gotta go check it out too. You got me looking. Measured move from the overnight highs and lows. So that's from right here to right here. I don't know that I can find that measured move or not. I would have put it right here. Okay, I think this is our, oh no, that is our second entry. Bummer. I didn't set up very well. Had our technical first entry right here, and then second entry right there. It worked. To me, this looks like just one leg down, and this is the first entry visually. Terrible signal bar. Bearish. Still within the short-term channel. Can't take that one. Those that just works. That's not even one of those that's like, hey, this is sketchy, but you can still buy with the bullish trend. I mean, there's just no trade here. You have like a near bearish hammer as your signal bar. You can't take that. No lower high to speak, or sorry, no higher low to speak of. So let's pick that. Skip that. Yikes, sorry, Toad. This F button is no good. They have it right next to the buy button. That's a sketchy location for that. I don't ever click this button. I don't even know what it does. They're just fixed. Bring your chart back. Okay, I see. That brings it back after you've moved it. Yeah, I don't want to start pressing that button. I feel like that happens probably more frequently than we would think. Brant, you're not wrong about that. This almost is at the point where it's just like, just buy, let it ride. I'm sure the end of the day is going to be higher than this point. I bet this will get a measured move as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're just in buy mode, guys. We just need to look for an opportunity to buy. Come on, market, give us something. A little pullback to the EMA. Nice bullish bar. Do that. I'm the same, Brant. I'm the same. I'm saying it right now and I probably won't do it. Wait for a pullback. Nice bullish bar right by the EMA. I might do it. You know what? I might do it. I've seen it work so many times, but just my luck. Today's going to be the day where it doesn't work. I trust, you know, my setups. Done them so many times, second entry longs and everything we're working on here. I can do those without hesitation, but I don't trust this yet because I don't have enough stats on it because there hasn't been any bull days in like a year or so. I haven't had the opportunity to do this. We'll have to get more comfortable with it once we return to a bull market. There'll be a lot of days where that's exactly the play, is wait for a pullback to the EMA, buy a bull bar. That's definitely Al Brooks style. So that is the game plan today, guys. Try to muster up the confidence just to buy somewhere. Wait for a second entry near the EMA. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do watch for a larger correction because that can happen. But with everything so far, I think my bias would be that we just continue to do this pretty much all day. Slow grind. So another thing you can watch is the angle of the EMA. So right now it's pointing up. That's exactly what you want to see. If it starts to flatten out, that's when you might want to be careful with longs. So as long as the EMA is pointing up, you're in buy mode, looking for a good pullback, looking for a strong bullish bar right around the EMA to take long. And yeah, I wasn't either, Brant. That is one thing about FOMC days. Oftentimes the initial reaction is not the actual move. So you'll see like a big move up that gets reversed or a big move down that gets reversed. That happens quite frequently. It takes some time for all the large funds to settle and reposition and all that. So yeah, anyway, guys, good to be with you this morning. Thanks for enduring this crazy grind with me where there has not been really many setups at all. Hope you guys are trading well. Trade safe today. And what's today? Thursday? Yep, we'll see you all tomorrow then for the stream. Take care, everybody.